Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now. Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new episode of Vanderpump Villa, Season 1, Episode 5. Let's get right into this.
Whole dynamic between the group, and I just don't have the confidence that I did have. Sometimes you have to have a consequence.
Okay, we start the episode. Grace is very upset. She just got into it with the Martian. Some other girls come to ask what happened, and she says she's so angry that Martian was talking ish about the hardest working people there, who are the chefs, while he's sitting up doing nothing. She says, I hate him. He can suck my D. I was proud of Grace for standing up for these chefs, even though Hannah was trying to make some excuses for him. Not gonna lie, she was like, well, he has a good heart and whatnot. But again, Marciano is out there with the guests still drinking, but something happens, y'all. He then starts to make out with the guest. Yup, he starts making out with one of the main guest's friends. OMG. Gabriella sees it, so she goes to tell Hannah. Hannah thinks this is a prank at first, but they say no, this is very real. And Hannah loses it. She starts to cry and go off. She says that she's so shocked. Now, I don't feel bad for her, only because Hannah has started so many fights with the others in the house because of him, like trying to defend him or like trying to get them to back away from him. So your tears mean nothing, Hannah. But Marciano is definitely disgusting. The other girls were great, though. They were there to support Hannah and say that she doesn't deserve this, that she deserves better. It is then the next morning, and all the girls are still in disbelief of what happened last night. They're waking up. Then we see the hardest workers, the chefs. Anthony was talking about how drunk some of these workers get. For the actual breakfast, Hannah has to serve this girl, but she's a professional, so she's gonna do her job. And honestly, at the end of the day, she's more mad at Alien than she is at this girl. Then Eric comes over to the guests to give them the surveys, like for them to put, rate the experience, rate the workers and all that. One of the things that they put is that there was a lot of fighting amongst them. They then leave, and Lisa begins to read these cards. Keep in mind, as all this is happening, Marciano is still in bed. He gets down when the people are already leaving. So Lisa first calls Andre. Why? Well, because the guests loved him. He's the least problematic. So Lisa wants to ask him what happened, which I kind of feel bad for him because nobody wants to be in that position where, you're like the snitch. But I get why Lisa chose him. So he says, well, there was some fighting. Marciano did kiss the guys. And Lisa's like, what? I thought he was together with Hannah. Andre says, sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. So then time for a staff meeting. Lisa talks about the horrible things that happened last night, especially that Marciano, what he did. He says that he knows he was wrong, so then she asks him to apologize, so he gets up there and apologizes to everyone. Now, he gave the performance of his life. A lot of them didn't believe him, but nevertheless, the meeting continues. They have a new group of people they're going to be serving, 5 men and a woman. The girls are happy that they will get to flirt around. So the guest of honor, his name is Sheezy. They're celebrating him because he had a bad car accident and was it broke so many bones and dislocated things, and he was almost not gonna be able to walk, but thank God that he's better now. And so they're celebrating that he was able to recover from that. So they go down the line of things they're going to be doing. So then after that, Lisa still wants to talk to the Martian, so she calls him into her office. She appreciates that he did apologize, but with his recent actions, she doesn't have the same confidence that she did before. He was the lead server. He wants to say that it didn't affect his work, but Lisa says, yes, it did, because it affected the whole group, which trickles down into the work. She says that sometimes apologizing just isn't enough. She says that she would suspend him if they were back home, but because they're abroad, she isn't going to do that, so he will now work in the back washing dishes under the instructions of the chef. Now, I thought she was going to fire him, so it was a little underwhelming that she said that, but He definitely got off lightly, but he's not gonna like what he has to do. Martian then wants to talk to Hannah. He says, I want to talk. She says, what is there to talk about? He, of course, once again, lights, camera, action, apologizes for this, apologizes for that. Hannah says, you kiss someone, you don't give an F about my feelings, I would never do that to you. She asks, do you have any respect for me? He says, I want to make it up. She says, I don't want to do anything with you right now. Later, the people are still hanging around. I guess that the workers had a little time to chill. I will say it was kind of cute that Gabriella and Andre seemed to be getting closer. She was like massaging his feet and whatnot. And she's definitely like, she's always liked him, but now he's definitely starting to feel something as well. Lisa then goes to tell the chefs that Marciano is now under their command. He will work under them, and it shows you karma because he made fun of the chefs the day before, and now look at where he is now. Okay, then everyone gets ready. The girls are ready for these men. Now, these girls are already flirting when they get there. Hannah flirting with this blonde guy named Dan. They're having fun in the bar, doing body shots on the men. These girls are getting their freak on. Meanwhile, Martian is somewhere washing the dishes. Also, after that, Eric tells Hannah that Marciano is very frustrated right now, and he told Eric to tell Hannah not to do things. Hannah says that she doesn't give an F. There's then an event called Bowls and Bowls, which is some patalk game. I don't know what it is. Basically, you just throw a ball and see who throws it further or something like that. But they made it interesting. Like whoever loses will jump in the pool. So after playing the game, oh, by the way, Gabriella is also kind of into this Dan guy. But after the game, they all jumped in the pool. All of them, including some of the girls wearing their uniform. But they had a lot of fun. Then it is time for dinner. Caroline comes to say what the appetizer is, the starter, the entree, the dessert. The dessert was called Spotted Dick. So they have dinner, they enjoy that. They then go outside, and all the ladies now are going to hang out with them, wearing like their normal clothes, like some nice dresses. Eric is trying to do his crazy, put shots down their throats and throw alcohol on the top of each other, but no one was really digging his ass. They kind of just like, okay, like go away. Hannah wants to talk more to Dan, so she pulls him to the side and she literally asks, how long was your longest relationship and why did you break up? Well, damn. So they're kind of having this conversation. He says that's some girl that he was dating. They had to break up because he moved to Spain. And when it comes to her, why she's single, what went wrong with her ex, she starts to say something about that. But it got kind of awkward. Like, it was just like, oh, okay. And, like, not really knowing what to say. So, then they go outside a little bit more. Gabriella and Dan. Wait, before that, let me just say this real quick. Y'all, Priscila is sitting in some corner. I felt so bad for her. She's having fun and everything, like, don't get that wrong. But she just doesn't feel like she fits in 100%. Like, she doesn't feel like she doesn't have that partner in crime who's going to be there with her. She doesn't feel that connected to the group. But anyway, like I was saying. So, Gabriella was also dating Dan. And they're hanging out. Now, this conversation was like 200 times better than the chat with Hannah. This was so romantic. It was a night. It was dark outside. They're sitting in some bench by themselves. He says, like, I really loved your vibe, and like after hanging out with you tonight, you're definitely my type. Can I kiss you? And they kiss. Oh my gosh, this was the most romantic thing ever. They kissed, and like just like that little chat was like, it was everything. But anyway, that was the end of the episode. Looks like next week there'll be some drama. I don't know, and Andre didn't look too happy about Gabriella, mingling with this guy, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, y'all, let me know what you thought about this episode. Do you think the punishment served the crime for Marciano? Should he have gotten fired? Just let me know what you think about the episode. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one. Bye.